So here's the JM or Jinming ACR-J10 that you can get from ZHENDUOtoys.com. Did some custom work to it, going to tell you what I did, and of course there'll be some demo videos that follow. So first off, really all I did performance-wise was change out the spring. So here's the standard spring. I put in a little bigger spring, probably the equivalent of like an M90. So definitely getting some better FPS with it. Everything else I did was cosmetic, right? So switched it up, made a different, made a buffer tube stock adapter for it, right? So we've got that going on here. And then you can see it's got kind of a standard M4A1 stock that just has this little kind of cheek riser just to give it something a little different, look a little cooler. I made a special custom canted riser that pops out a little more to the side so you can still pull the charge handle and then you can still use your sights over the top of it. And then we got a nice thick rail that drops down so that you can get accessories off and on it easily, because otherwise if you use a thin rail, you've got this lip right here. And then just added some kind of M-LOK style rails there on the front side. So overall, pretty, not too crazy of a custom build, really just doing this. Now, this ended up being a lot more work than it should have been, because when I would put the buffer tube on, I would end up somehow pinching the wires and then they would short, and then I'd have to take it all back apart and rewire to the gearbox, and then I could get it to work again. So finally, last time I did it, I actually had the buffer tube already attached and wired through it and attached the plug on the end. That way it all worked out good. Got a different mag here. So this is the standard mag that comes with it with the window. Now, for some reason, I don't know if this happens all the time, but it's happened to me on a couple. There's some feeding issues with this specific model mag. Now, I'm going to try it again when I do the demo. Maybe we're not going to have the problem with it. But this black mag is the identical kind of style, minus the window, a little shorter, and it is working really well. So sometimes things like that can make a difference, even though in theory they shouldn't. But of course, when we do some demos, I'll try both mags and I'll show that to you, and we'll see if we're having any issues with that one anymore, because it could have just been an isolated incident, but somebody else has talked to me about that too in the past. So there you go. Oh, the other performance thing is I did switch to a metal inner barrel. So you got a nice long, slightly longer metal inner barrel, just by slightly longer. I mean, it just goes out to right about the end of that flash hider instead of terminating right about here. So not much difference, but that's what I had on hand. And I prefer not to cut metal inner barrels whenever I can, because if you cut them and they're not perfectly smooth, that can tear the gels and obviously cause a lot of problems. So didn't need to do that there, so I didn't. All right, so I'll give you one more look at it. Again, Jinming ACR-J10 from ZHENDUO Toys. Went with the buffer tube conversion, so of course the battery is still back there in the back, and a few performance upgrades. So comments, questions, post them below. Of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and remember to ring that notification bell so you know when new videos are posted, especially those monthly contests where I give away about $200 in blasters and accessories. And even if you've won before, you're always eligible, because those are completely randomly selected winners. Thus far in the 2 years, there has not been any two-time winner, but there certainly could be, so you never know. Thanks for your support. Check back for demo videos, share my channel, and let me know what you think.